Hey Susan, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you what's involved with cutting lenses for your Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer, color 902, size 55. Let's get started because I got a lot of ground to cover because I want to show you how your transition lenses activate. This is the Ray-Ban case that it comes with. Here is their sunglasses with the crooked G15 sticker almost every time. They put a plastic sleeve on the temple to ship it to me. Ray-Ban does. I go one step further. If they think it's a good idea to have one, I put a second one on the other side when I ship it to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is take, hopefully you can see this nice tortoise color up there in the light, but I'm going to take the sunglass lenses out and trace these to put your lenses in. I'm going to put your Italian sunglasses into my Italian Santinelli LE1000 patternless edger. It is now going to trace the shape of the left lens, and then, yep, you guessed it, it's going to trace the shape of the right. Now this whole process takes about 15 minutes. It's now 7:59, Tuesday, March 4th, 36 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. We're just thawing out from the snow we got yesterday here on the eastern seaboard. So I'm going to pull the shape of your lens up on the computer, type in the pupillary distance. If you had prescription lenses, that'd be more critical. Here I just match the frames, and I'm going to take it down just a little bit because I would be shocked if your lenses fit the first time I try and mount them. But these are your lenses. I'm going to pull them out of the protective sleeves that they send them to me. I am going to put a block on there. This is what's going to hold it in place while it is cutting. In fact, let's go ahead and get both lenses out. Boom, 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 boom. Clean up my mess as I go. Although, which is rare. Look, it didn't even want to get rid of me. See, that's how I hang on to trash. Alright, this is a double-sided adhesive sticker. One side is already stuck to the block. I'm going to pull the sticker off the other side. Put that on in the center of the lens. Repeat that for your other lens. And you upgraded to, when you buy the frame, you get free clear lenses. You upgraded to the transition and anti-glare. That's all you paid for. That anti-glare coating, it is nice, especially when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but it stops glare from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, fluorescent lights. The other thing is it's an anti-reflection lens where it eliminates reflections from when people looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in their glasses, they see just your eyes. But the purpose of this blue sticker, that anti-glare coating, is also a hydrophobic coating, meaning that it hates water, makes the lens a little more slippery, so I put that little sticker on there so it cuts properly. The first thing that's going to happen, and this is going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the lens to make sure it is large enough, is actually tracing the concave side of your lens first, which is closest to the eyelashes. Then it's going to trace the convex side. The cutting wheel is actually this lighter color wheel. There's three here. This lighter color one on the left. It's just like a very rough grit sandpaper that's going to grind away most of the power. This wheel in the center is going to put the channel or the bevel in it so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. This is going to get quite loud and I'll have to close the door, but I just want you to see the lens strike the cutting wheel. I'm going to close the door to keep the lens dry and my $30,000 worth of electronics dry. Once it gets closer to the final shape, I will open back up so you can keep watching. And yes, this is my light that is starting to malfunction. You know, you think $30,000 would get you a decent piece of equipment nowadays. You know, you just never know. Although I run mine through the mill. I literally cut anywhere from 30 to 40 pairs of glasses a day, which is a lot. I am a licensed optician. I do this all day with my prescriptions. My patients love to watch their glasses being made, but since you can't be here with me in my lab, I'm coming to you in your computer or cell phone, wherever you want to watch this video. So it's getting closer to its final shape. If you notice, it's still completely flat around the edges like a nickel, where it'd stand up on its own. Now it's actually putting the bevel, which is a knife-like edge, so it stays inside the frame. Close the door again for now. Now, the anti-reflective qualities of your lens. The anti-glare is actually 3-in-1. It reduces the glare that I just spoke about. It also reduces the reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in the glasses. It's much better eye contact with people. Some people get it for the simple reason that if someone takes a picture with a flash, you don't see the flash lit up in the lens. You see just your eyes. The third feature that I like, the practical side, is it comes with the strongest scratch coating they put on any lens, because this is a premium product. Alright, I'm going to take this out of the chuck. It still has a little bit of rough edges, so I'm going to use my hand stone and put what's known as the safety bevel on the lens. I'm just going to scrape off any residue, grab a paper towel, dry this off so it's not slippery. I cannot drop your lens while you're watching. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Alright, so to try and mount the lens, and again, I'll be quite shocked if this does fit, but you tuck it in at the outside corner and then just push down at the nose, and oh snap! I get fooled. That actually went in rather well. That's because I took it down just a little bit ahead of time. I just know from experience the 55 has a deeper bevel than the 52 that I'm wearing. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to cut the left lens now. Same process as you saw before, that it's going to trace both sides of the lens before cutting. This is good. What time is it? What time is it? Plenty of time. YouTube allows me about 20 to 21 minutes before I'm cut off. And I just want to show your lens is turning from light to dark. That's why I'm trying to race through this whole process. Yeah, the golden rule, you can always cut more off of a lens, you can never add back to it. So I second guessed myself and I brought it down ahead of time, knowing that I would need to. Now in the future, should you ever want other lenses or even prescription lenses from me, I'll show you how to pop these out. Of course, I'm now going to take the block off the lens. I have a little tool here that will do that. Pull this blue sticker off. Dry off your lens. And speaking of which, the cleaning cloth that you will be getting from Ray-Ban, and I always include one of my own. The best way to clean this, and about once a month you'll need to, this microfiber cloth. Just clean it at the kitchen sink with your dish soap. Rinse it out with water and just let it lay flat on a paper towel or a dish towel to dry. It dries in a couple hours. When you pick it up, it'll be crunchy. Squeeze it one time and it'll go soft. But this is good for cleaning anything optical grade, from camera lenses, computer screens, TV screens, cell phones, tablets, laptops, telescopes, microscopes, binoculars, CDs, DVDs that won't play handheld games. And on rare occasions, I have witnessed my patients using it on their lenses, but only when they're really desperate. Usually they use them on everything else. So that is still clear, as you can see. Of course, no lens on this side, one in that side. Now, when you get these, should they need any adjustments if they're too loose, too tight, or even crooked to one side? Because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, including me. I'll get one of my frames off the wall, and mine will always have a wobble because my left ear is lower than my right. But 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you just ask them. So the next time you're near an optical shop, just pop in and tell them, you know, if they're too loose, too tight, or one side's too high, they'll know exactly what to do. Although these are so light, once you take the heavy glass lenses out, these lenses are the same weight as the frame. Once you put prescriptions in here, it becomes that much more comfortable. Boom, boom, get that ready for shipping. So the transition comes in two colors, gray and brown, and you chose the brown to go with the tortoise. Of course, any color would have worked well with that one. Let me dry this off again. Put the safety bevel on. Clean off any of that last residue. And now let's mount the left side. So again, in order to make sure it fits, I tuck it in at the outside corner first, and then with my thumbs I push down at the nose and it snaps right in. I'm going to take this block off. And in the future, should you ever want to change lenses or get polarized lenses from me or anything else, you literally It's always with the thumb at the nose. To take the lenses out, I point the frame downwards, and with my thumb at the nose, I push, and I hold the frame with my left hand, and you can torque the frame. You're not going to hurt it. It's very pliable. But you just push with your thumb, and it snaps right out. In order to put it back in, I turn the frame upright. I tuck it in at the closest corner towards me, and then with my thumbs at the nose, you just push down and it'll snap right back in. Let me get my fingerprints off, and now I'm going to show you how the lenses work. And actually, one thing I'm going to do before that, I'm going to go ahead and get the frame in standard alignment for you, which means that when it's on the table, it is level. Flip it over. Check that. That does not wobble. Make sure the hinges line up properly. They do, with the equal amount of tension on both sides. Now I'm going to turn your clear transition lenses with the anti-glare coating dark. I'm going to put it in my little box, which has a very strong ultraviolet light in there. I'm going to turn on the light to activate the lenses. Now, all transition lenses get dark on day 1. If you give them 2 weeks, they can continue to get darker every day for the first 2 weeks until they get to their final setting. I joke, it's like a new employee on the job. You just have to train them 2 weeks to get them perfect. Now, they'll work years under maximum performance that way, but the one time they will not work is when you're in your car driving. Unless you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will not darken. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's ultraviolet rays, so your dashboard does not crack from sitting in the sun. That's why transition lenses don't get dark in a car. They also get darker in cooler temperatures. Once it gets into the 90s and the upper 90s, they don't get as dark as they do when it's cooler than that. Your lenses are miserable, you're miserable, everybody and everything is miserable in the upper 90s. Move somewhere cooler, that's all I can tell you. Now, as you can see, your lenses have turned dark since they've been out there. It takes about 30 to 45 seconds for them to darken once you go outside. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute 15 tops for them to lighten when you come back inside. It's great. It happens so slowly you really don't notice it. It's just a natural progression. It's very comfortable on the eyes. So that is it. I hope you and Susan in Connecticut, I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made. Connecticut's going to be a whole lot cooler now with these glasses. Now, if you have any questions about any prescriptions or any frames I can do for you, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or you can reply in this link and I'll answer your questions very quickly. That's it. Hope you've had fun, and this is how you can see one of the many, many ways I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.